Ooh, what is going on? Why is it so dark? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I am back. I'm back. I'm black. I'm back and I'm black. Oh, let me fix my camera. I'm sorry. I'm back and I'm black. All right. So Aries, I told y'all I was coming back for y'all reading. Okay. So this works for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know what that means, what I'm going to do is let you know where to look at your birth chart. You want to look at your birth chart? You need to go to ALABE. That's A as in apple, L as in love, A as in apple, B as in boy, E as in elephant. So ALABE.com. Okay. And if you want to find out what your sun, moon, and rising sign is, you want to go to that site and look for a free birth chart. All right. If you've never seen your birth chart before, your mind's about to get blown. All right. So let me move this because I feel like, I'm sorry, I put my camera the wrong way. I'm trying to fix it in the right way so I can. Okay. I just keep doing this, y'all. Okay. So, this reading will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm going to focus on you guys' energies soul group. So, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Aries. What messages come out for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of April? Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. So, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to be the bearer of weird news. But in this case, I have the Ten of Swords. Okay? But we're gonna go through it. We're going to break it down. I have the Ten of Swords. Okay? I have Oppression, which is also known as the Tower. And then I also have Contemplation, Chang-O. A lot of y'all are, like, your energy is more outgoing. It is more social. It's very childlike. But there has been some things that have caused you to really just be in your bag this month. And that comes with this Ten of Swords. So this is something that is wrapping up, y'all. It's something that's wrapping up for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And this is something that has been going on for a long time that's finally wrapping itself up. There's some relief there. So you're experiencing relief from this card of the Tower, the card of sudden change, the card that you have to adapt to. The Tower is something that we have built that is on a faulty foundation that has to come down. Now, either you do that work yourself or the universe will do that for you. It's like the tough love from the universe, like the universe kicking your ass in a way that is supposed to be for your highest good. So in that aspect, the universe is trying to take something away from you that is blocking this mental progress, blocking it's blocking this clarity that's supposed to come to you and this higher spiritual awareness that's supposed to come to you, okay? You're supposed to be in higher spiritual awareness right now. So this is why this contemplation comes up. So within your soul group, a lot of people have been going within. This might be your month that you really go within. And I feel like Aries are like the party people. Aries, y'all are the people who go out and be social and let yourself be seen, share your energy with other people, and just chop it up with, just be yourself and be your high energy self. And in this time, I feel like y'all don't feel like doing that. Contemplation is the Hermit card. Contemplation is going within, Contemplation is saying, look, like, I need to be by myself and my feelings and my thoughts right now to really sort out what's going on in my life. The Ten of Swords is that major chapter close. So whatever that you have been going through over the past, this is years and years of mental anguish, mental stress that has culminated into one thing, okay? And now the relief is here. You just got to the ends of it. And It was because of something that was essentially out of your control. But the universe is the tower, and the energy of the tower is the universe's way of removing obstacles. So you have to look at it like that. Your obstacles are being removed. You've been stripped down to the bare bones, and now it's time for you to do that contemplation mode. I know y'all like to be going out, and there's going to be time for that, and there's going to be a lot of time for you to be social. But I think a lot of y'all right now, the Aries, are feeling like you are wanting to go within more, and that's great. I have strength, you know. So you guys are trying to find inner strength. I feel like a lot of you Aries have kind of like, you have this childlike spirit. You guys have this childlike spirit, and then something just came by and just whipped the youth right out of you. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you've been drained of that energy, that youthful energy, and you want to get it back. But you're going to find that when you go within. You're going to find that inner child again when you go within. You're going to find the strength that you need when you go within. Strength is the card of inner strength. And that's the only way to do that is to go into that hermit mode and gain knowledge of self. And the only way that you can do that is through meditation, through being by yourself, through being okay with being by yourself, through isolation from things that are on the outside, so that you can properly find out who you are, stand on your own 2 feet, and then go out and be that. And then come out of the fold and say, hey, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in the past, you guys, I know you Aries guys, y'all are out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have the greatest energy that I love to hang around. Personally, my Venus is in Aries. So there has been kind of like a dampening of that fire energy, in which there have been events that have tried to take that away from you. But you're going to go within and you're going to find that nothing can take that away from you. You have the inner strength that you needed, and you gained that through going through this experience, and it's a lesson learned. And I would say that this is the reflection after the lesson. It's like going to college and finally getting your degree, and then after that, a lot of people don't start work after that. A lot of people don't find forward movement right out of college. There's a time period, or there's some time that is needed to fully process what went on for y'all. And the energy is like, okay, well, you have to find out what you gained through a very negative experience. Negative based on how it looks on the outside, not negative based on spiritual perspective, higher perspective. Higher perspective sees all things as something that happens for your highest good, you know. So you have to figure out where that inner strength is that you gain, because you did gain wisdom. There's a reward at the end of this great trial that you have been through, you know, but you have to go within to find it. It's not something that's easy. We also have the 10 of Wands here, and we have the Knight of Wands. So we have more things closing up. 10 is about, whenever I see the number 10, that's new beginnings. That's endings and new beginnings. 10, the digits at 10, you know, is the end, and the addition of those is the 1. So once things come to a culmination, they go back to the beginning. So there's endings, new beginnings here, things that are starting to close out. I have the 10 of Wands here. So y'all are just coming out of y'all are still have some oppression on y'all. Y'all still have things that y'all have set out to do that y'all are still trying to finish and take to the finish line. And with the Knight of Wands, y'all might be doing too much. And I say that because this is an oppressive state that is being held, and it's something that you hold willingly. And now the Knight of Wands in this aspect is somebody who acts impulsively. They have that energy, they have that spunk and enthusiasm within them. However, it can sometimes be misdirected because of they're action oriented. They must have action. They always have to act. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know how to have that contemplation time. And I feel like there's this inner self thing is needed. This inner self search is needed to find inner strength. Inner strength is being able to resist the need to act when it's not time for you to act. Strength is not only about knowing when to use your strength, but knowing when not to use it too. Strength and having inner strength is knowing when to go full force and also when to hold back, you know. So I feel like there is you guys really want to, I know Aries, y'all want to go off. Y'all have that energy of going full force. You guys, you're like, okay, well, I've been through what I need to go through. You know what I'm saying? I just been through something real crazy. I'm not saying don't celebrate your birthday. I'm not saying don't celebrate who you are. I'm not saying don't be social. But there's some things that y'all picked up along the way that y'all want to continue to go back to. But there's endings, new beginnings here. Y'all need to refresh the lessons that y'all learned for this new cycle that's coming up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And spiritually, there has to be that time of inner work. There has to be that time of inner self-reflection. And no, it's not always fun. No, it's not always exciting. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. But there's something beautiful that happens when you get to learn something about yourself that you didn't know before. When you get to look at things from a different perspective. When you take that time to be by yourself and isolated from everything that's outside of you. When you take that time to look and review at the things that happened in your life that came to this close, and you say, wow, like, I didn't think that I was going to make it through this, but I did, and I didn't know that I had these qualities in me, but I do. Okay? Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, this is a lot of spiritual development that's happening for you guys, and it's going to take for you to quell your impulses. It's going to take for you to really not be so action oriented in the ways that you're trying to pick up old things that you're trying to bring to the finish line. That's not what it's about. The universe took the tower down for a reason. The universe took these things out of your life for a reason, you know, and that's to put you on the path that you're supposed to be on. So if you can look at things from a higher perspective and think about things like that, then you have a better vantage point about how these kinds of things work. With that, I want to draw a couple more cards. I want to draw one more card from the Oracle. I have the Queen of Swords here. Okay, and the Queen of Swords came up in our last reading, our general reading, and the Queen of Swords is calling for some real objective thinking. Okay, detached kinds of thinking to help you really absorb what's going on, really absorb the lessons and the wisdom that you've gained, to put you on top of here, you know, to put you on the seat of the Queen, to help you embody that energy of becoming detached. If you can look at things from a detached way and look at the Ten of Swords, you gain the clarity, you gain enlightenment. When you go within, you know, you're able to gain enlightenment when you can review the things that's happened in your life. You can review this oppression that's happened in your life. You can be thankful for that. There is this Knight of Wands energy is so impulsive that it's not thinking about like, okay, well, maybe I need to slow down. No, it's not. It's trying to rush and pick up the things from the past and try to continue to bring them into fruition. There's action you're wanting to get back there and act again. You're wanting to get back there and go in the same direction that you was going before all of this happened. But the universe did stop that for a reason. I'm telling you right now, like, I don't know why I feel so strongly about this. The universe wanted to show you restraint, like the restraint, so that I think of it like this. Something just flashed in my mind. If I'm trying to use a slingshot, okay? I'm trying to use a slingshot, and I'm wondering why I'm trying to hit the target, and I'm wondering why I'm missing every time, you know? Or I try to hit the target and I miss every time. And all I'm doing is I'm not really aiming, but I figure if I pull as many rocks and I pull as many stones in my slingshot and hit them as fast as I can, eventually I'll hit that target, you know? That's going to burn you the fuck out. And the universe is telling you, like, hey, slow down, focus. If you can put that energy and focus and condense it down and aim to where you're going, like, and let the universe reposition you so that you can go in the right direction on your path of where you were supposed to go, then you can follow that impulse freely, you know. But when there's a tower situation, where there's a situation of an oppression, there was something that was being brought down that was built on the faulty foundation. And you have to understand that if you build something on a faulty foundation, it's going to come down. And then if you pick up those sticks and you pick up those wands and you go and you carry those burdens again that were trying to be lifted off of you, you didn't really learn this lesson. You know, you're supposed to be showing mastery over this lesson. And I hate to be like that with the Aries. I'm sorry. I love y'all Aries. Y'all have the most beautiful spirits, and y'all have the most childlike spirits. That is pure, you know, and it's fun, and I love it. But this is a spiritual grown-ups conversation. And when there's a maturity that's happened, when you've evolved, then the conversation becomes different. This is the conversation that's being had now, where there has to be a proper positioning of you so that you can be free, to go and follow your impulses. But like I said, there's a place that you have to be, you know. There's a time to act and there's a time not to act. There's timing involved. There's a finesse that's involved. There's a inner strength to be able to find that restraint from your impulses, to know when to act and when not to act. And when you act in the ways that is on time and on point, then you'd be like snap, 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 snap. There's a method to it. And I feel like you're getting it, and the universe really is trying to teach you about that restraint by taking you through a really hard trial. Like, it's hard. The trial was hard, and I see that with this Ten of Swords, but it's coming to a close. But it's gonna, from this point on, Aries, you're going to be reviewing some lessons, but then you're going to be on the new path. You're going to be on the new path for you to wipe that slate clean and go forward, period. Okay? With that, I know this was not all positive in the ways that usually there's something positive that comes out of my mouth. But sometimes when there's a hard lesson that we have to go through, we have to kind of eat it. In a way, we have to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Find out the ways that you've grown. Find out the things that you have done that have caused you to go within and caused you to really see who you are, and look at the gifts that you have gained from things that have happened in your life that you didn't have any control over. You know, think about how you're going to have that clarity of mind. Think about how you're coming into that higher spiritual awareness. And then tell me about it. We'll talk about it next month, because I'm going to review my last videos, and so when I do the next videos, we can review what we talked about the last month. With that, I'm going to look at an oracle card for you guys, and it's going to bring it to a close for Aries. Happy birthdays, by the way. We have the Nile. You guys are a fire sign, but it's funny that a water element comes out, so I'm gonna read that. I'm going to read about the Nile. Okay, so the sacred archetype of water. This is the opposite of your sign, so there's some equilibrium that has to come with that. This is the element that balances y'all out. And with that, it says, water blesses us. It blesses all of life. Everything in nature thirsts for water. In our human bodies, water is synonymous with blood. The Nile is the bountiful river that is the reflection of the river of the night, the Milky Way. It is our star mother's counterpart on Earth. Nowhere on Earth is there such a contrast between fertility and barrenness, life and death, especially where the river's influence halts at the desert's edge. In Egypt, all life is dependent on the Nile, and the Nile, in her generous and gracious flow, feeds all life. Water flows through our lives, offering fluidity, compassion, intuition, nurturance, intimacy, and sensitivity. It teaches us about ebb and flow. It shows us in many forms: liquid, solid, vapor, mist. Water teaches us about eternity by showing us how to have faith as we move through different states of being and consciousness, as well as those of form. We learn how to feel through water. We learn about emotions, sensitivity, and unconsciousness. Water cleanses the lens of our psychic awareness and nourishes our intuition. When you draw this card, it's time to enter the river. It's time to return to the primal waters of the unknown, trusting that you will be fed and nurtured by the great mystery. Relax. Make some time to immerse yourself in water, floating and feel yourself upheld by the waters of life. This is an opportunity for deep cleansing, renewal, and trust. Water is the medium through which you will respond to what is needed at this time. All of water's qualities are available to you now. So y'all are a fire element, okay? So there's a need for that water element to come in and show you guys how to flow. There has to be, you have to be comfortable in flow. Like, you can't be action oriented all the time. There has to be some aspect of flow, because when you can move in and out of form, then you're able to really absorb the spiritual lessons that come with going within. You know, finding that time to go within, knowing that time to go within and heal. You know, then once you're done healing, then you'll go out and learn something new and be on that spiritual path again. Sometimes you're in that hermit mode for quite some time. Okay, sometimes you're out in the world for quite some time. Sometimes you need to heal. Sometimes that healing is done up to a point where you can go back out and scrape those knees again, you know. So I want to encourage y'all to be yourself. I want to encourage y'all to be the powerful people that you are, very, very much pure-hearted and of high energy. Yet, there's a lesson to be learned in knowing how to flow, knowing how to ebb and flow, not to always be action oriented, like on it all the time, because there's some time that's needed. If you miss that healing time, the universe is going to sit your ass down again and say, hey, like, you need to heal. You need to slow down. If you don't slow down, the universe is going to put something in your way to slow you down. It's going to look like a giant obstacle. You're going to be real mad. Trust me. With that, I'm done. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be like that with y'all, but that's what's coming up in the reading. This is more of a word of caution for my Aries for this month. Just in the fact that take that proper time and heal. Celebrate. Do what it is that you do best. Don't always feel the need to be action-oriented all the time. Just because you have the energy. Find a way to transmute that energy. Find a way to use that energy for something first and focus it in a different kind of way. Find a way to flow with the greater energy. Find a way to flow with the collective unconscious. All right. All right. That concludes you guys' reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first time doing a reading for Aries online. If you liked it, send me a thumbs up, send me a comment or whatever. This is going to be on YouTube on my page, Neferah Blue Lotus. If you want a reading for yourself, let me know. I love you guys. See you, Aries. Happy birthday.